Hey guys, Miranda Joy here, and today I am going to show you how I'm going to try to get some of the stains out of the ceiling. My ceiling in my RV is kind of like a carpet-like material, and there's a lot of stains in here, especially up above the stove. You can tell there's been some smoke damage from people cooking, and possibly even some moisture damage from, say, steam coming up when people have been cooking and they haven't turned on the fan. My RV does have a fan, but apparently they haven't used it like they should have. So there is a lot of damage up here, but I'll show you a closer look. But the way I'm gonna go about it today is my bottle's kind of warped. Cheap bottles, dollar store. I am going to try to treat it with OxyClean. I've never actually used OxyClean before, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I've seen it on TV since I was just a kid. But I'm going to try OxyClean today. So I use the same mixture that you would use if you're going to be cleaning the carpets. So look on the packaging for the instructions for that. I think it was like 1 ounce OxyClean to 16 ounces of warm water, and I did it as warm as I could get it, which I think is why my bottle's a little warped now. Oh well, it just won't stand up right, but it'll still work. So I'm going to spray it on the spot and then let it sit for about 5 minutes and then dab it dry with the white rag. So let's see how that goes. I'll show you a little bit before and after of the ceilings and some of the most problem areas. I really do hope this works because I don't really have another solution. I might just have to live with it otherwise. So here is a close-up of the stain on the ceiling right above the stove. It is very smoky brown. This is probably the worst spot in the entire RV, but there are other places that are also stained. There's a little bit of staining along the edge where the shower is. Again, probably from moisture. They didn't properly vent it. And then I noticed a little staining back here as well. If you look here, there's also a little bit of staining. This is on the overcab compartment area. And again, I don't know if that's a water damage leakage. I don't really think so because I feel like it would be a lot more extensive than that. Probably just, again, condensation. I know I keep saying that, but every time it's been raining, I check these areas for dampness, and it's not any new dampness. I do think it's just condensation over time. Above the fridge. A lot of the seam areas. So right now, I am going to just tackle the spot above the stove and see how well it works there. Alright, so I'm just going to spray it on. Like this. I'm trying to videotape while I'm spraying it. I don't want to get things too damp. You don't want to like make it too wet, but enough to get it kind of saturated. Okay, so I've sprayed all of this one spot in the ceiling, and I'm going to leave it for about 5 minutes and then try to blot it clean with the towel and see if it's made a difference. Oh wow, it's definitely doing something. I just started to blot this dry, and already you can see this brown stuff coming out. So that's encouraging. I'm going to keep going at it. So this is what it looks like after the first attempt with OxyClean. It's literally been not even 10 minutes since I started doing this. So I have to look back at the footage, but I feel like it might have improved a little bit. I am going to apply it again. This is what the towel looks like right now. This was white when I started. Granted, it was a dingy white. It is a cleaning rag. But all that brown is from the ceiling. So I'm going to try this again and see if we can get even more up. Alright, here's the second application of OxyClean. I'm going to leave it for another 5 minutes and see what this does. It's been 5 minutes again, so I'm going to blot it dry with this towel, and then we'll do a final comparison of before and after. Alright, so I have dabbed this all dry, and I actually took the towel and kind of scrubbed it a little bit. I think we're definitely on to something. I might adjust the concentration of the OxyClean and get a soft bristled brush to actually scrub into this carpet, because when I rubbed it with the towel, that's when it was really starting to come up. But I know there's still a stain here, but I am going to keep attempting this because I think it is working. It's definitely cleaner than when we started, but there is still a significant stain there. I mean, it is a smoke stain after all. But let's see how good we can get this. I'm going to try one more thing before I call it quits tonight. I'm going to concentrate some effort into one main stain, and instead of spreading it across this whole big stain, I'm going to focus on just this spot right here can I reduce this stain with OxyClean just by concentrating my efforts? I'm going to do that. So another 5-minute soak of this. We're going to see if I can get this stain out. Oh wow guys, third time must be the charm. I haven't even waited the 5 minutes yet, but I concentrated all the spray into that one stain, and now I can already barely see it. Like, I'm honestly not even sure exactly which spot it was. I think it was like right here. Yeah, that's where it was, right? It's funny. I was just spraying into it and I looked away for a second. I'm not even exactly sure what the stain was. I think it was right here, right? Right? I don't even know. Well, let's wait the 5 minutes and we'll blot it dry and we'll give it a final verdict. But that's funny. I'm not even sure what the stain was at this moment. I might have got a little carried away. As I was waiting for that one stain to finish curing, I went ahead and like did a whole bunch of the other stains too. So those ones are still waiting on the 5 minutes, but I can't even pinpoint where that stain was. I think it was like right here, because this looks like the cleanest area where I probably sprayed the most direct contact. I can't even see it anymore. It is gone. And these stains have to be at least 3 years old, if not older, guys, because the people that owned it before me, they had this RV for 3 years and they never cooked in it. They never used the appliances or anything. They only took it on one trip and they never cooked in here. So these smoke stains are at the very least 3 years old, if not longer. And it's come out in probably half an hour. I've only been out here for probably about half an hour, maybe a little more than that, 40 minutes or so, working on this, and it is definitely improved. I think I will come back in here with a scrub brush or something, but look at this. Even with just a spray bottle and a couple soft terry cloth towels, I've gotten this stain significantly better, to a much better point where I'm willing to live with this. It's not as much of an eyesore anymore. I'm really excited about OxyClean. I guess it really does get the tough stains out. And by the way, I am not sponsored by OxyClean, but if they want to sponsor me, sure, I'd be open to that. So as a final step, I'm just going to take this wet rag. It's just wet with water. It doesn't have any OxyClean or anything in it. And I'm going to dab the area that I've been working on. And then I'm just going to dry it with some clean rags, just to help get the excess OxyClean out, because the instructions do say to not let the OxyClean dry onto the surface. So I'm going to kind of rinse it with this. And then that will be all that I will do for tonight. Maybe I'll try more in the future. I definitely will try more other spots around the RV. Alright guys, that's the final product. The biggest stain in my RV is now almost completely gone thanks to OxyClean. Also, I'll show a little side by side before and after so you guys can see the difference. The stain is not completely gone, but I think if I spend a little more concentrated time on each of these little areas, I will be able to lift this entire stain. But look at it compared to the rest of the ceiling. Compared to how it was earlier, this is so much better. It barely even looks like a stain at this point. I'm super, super thrilled with it. I will be using OxyClean again in the future. Since I have a little bit of OxyClean solution left over from doing the ceilings, I'm just curious if I can get this hideous little stain out. I do intend to reupholster these cushions, but that might be a project that's further down the road, and this stain just bugs the heck out of me. Every time I come in here to do anything, I just see it and I don't even want to sit down on it. I mean, I've tried scrubbing it with just a little bit of a wipe, like a Clorox wipe, nothing's come up. So I'm just curious to see, can I get this nasty stain out with some OxyClean? Let's try it. Oh my goodness. I just sprayed that spot with OxyClean, like literally just sprayed it, and you can already see it lightening, almost lightening before our eyes. That's crazy. So I'm gonna leave it for 5 minutes and then I'm gonna dab it up with a rag. I made the mistake of standing the cushion upright as I was spraying it. Now there's like this big run mark. I really hope that comes up. I mean, I guess it will with a little more work, but I might have started a bigger project than I expected. Oh well. There we go, guys. The stain is pretty much gone. This is where it was before. You can still see where it was, but it's gone. Like, for all intents and purposes, that stain is gone. So even though I intend to reupholster these cushions, this makes it a much more livable until that time. Another win for OxyClean. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful and informative. I would love to hear about your experiences cleaning stains out of your RVs, either the ceilings or the carpets. What have you found to be helpful? Do any of you guys even have this carpet-like material on RVs? Is that common? Because I was kind of surprised when I found it in mine. I'd like to hear about your experiences and how you keep your carpeted ceilings clean. And have you had experience with OxyClean? Tell me down in the comments below. Is there a certain formula that you find works best for you? Percentage of water to OxyClean and methods for using it? Because I know there's like hundreds of different ways to use OxyClean. I would love to hear what works best in your RV. Once again, thank you for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Remember to like and subscribe. I will be putting out more RV content in the near future. So thanks guys. Mwah. Have a wonderful day.